Yes, people, Darren Gee, Choose a Life, Not a Knife, UK. Bringing it back to where I set off years ago. Being concerned about the unsolved murders, the organised crime groups, the amount of young lads that are getting dragged into these gangs, ending up in prison, ending up shot dead. So I'm just going to do a bit of content to raise awareness with them in mind, them young lads that are falling into gang life, don't really understand the consequences. There's going to be some faces here that you'll recognise, some of you won't like, some of you will love. It's about putting that aside and understanding why I'm doing this type of content in this moment in time. There's a lot of other stuff going on right across the country, which is sort of disguising the dangers of gang life within our estates towards the lads and the girls, teenage lads and girls. So I'll just crack on. As I say, it's not to antagonise no one. It's about raising awareness to the youth to stay away from gang culture, drug dealing and all the other side effects that come with that lifestyle. First of all, we're going to do a few people who's been killed and their families haven't had justice. I've done more longer content on the majority of these in the past, brought me a lot of trouble. I will be doing more content in the future. Any of these names you hear now and these pictures you see here and here, if you don't want me to do content on their unsolved murder in the future, please don't hesitate to contact me. The first one is Leroy Otte. He was 25 years old. Then we've got Carl Russell, 27 years old. Adam Ellison was killed by knife, 29 years old. Yusuf Sonko, 18 years old. Aaron Lewis, 26 years old. Francis Brennan, 25 years old. Carl Bradley. Jamie Starkey, 21 years old. Joseph Thompson, 32 years old. Joseph Cummins. Edward Pybus, 20 years old. Paul Pike, 23 years old. Nicky Ayres, 46 years old. Colin Smith, in his 40s. Lucy Hargreaves, early 20s. Liam Kelly, 16 years. Craig Eaton, 22 years old. Mistaken identity. Shot he was on his way home. He was shot within the first 3 months of that year alongside 3 other Craigs. Craig Eaton, Craig Barker and Craig Arrowsmith. I'm sure you can see the resemblance. Lyndon Knowles. Richie Clayton, 30 years old. And young Sam Rimmer, which is still unsolved presently. Alongside a lot of other murders. That's not mentioned. I've just picked a handful. It's shocking, isn't it? To see all them men and girls that have been killed in the city of Liverpool since the year 2000 to the present day. Not one of their families have received justice. Not one. Some of these murderers are still out on the streets, still committing serious violent crimes. It's down to the people in the city of Liverpool to take a stand and come forward and speak out about what you know in all these crimes, including the recent one, young Alex Cox. It's important. Moving over to that, there's going to be other names now, images of faces of people that got long prison sentences, life terms. First one's me. I got 18 years. for conspiracy to murder. I was under the old law. The majority of these next images and names you hear got 35 years plus. Bear that in mind, you young lads, because it can happen to any one of you. You can be shot dead, or you can be lifed off in prison, or do any sort of prison time. Just bear in mind why I'm doing this, people. Me, David Turner, 42 years. Mark Richardson, 38 years. Dennis Gilboy, life. Scott Walker, life. Ryan Lloyd, life. Martin Wilson, life. Anthony Campbell, life. Connor Smith, life. Sean Mercer, life. Lee Coulter, life. Stephen Coulter, life. Jason Sunderland, life. Wesley Porter, life. James Witham the Rat, life. Sean Zeese the Rat, life. Neil Barry the Rat, life. Joseph Fears the Rat, life. Connor Chapman the Rat, life. And Thomas Cashman the Rat, life. That's 17 kids lifed off since the year 2000. There's a lot more. That's just a handful, as I said before. Did they deserve it? Yeah. Did I deserve my 18 years? Damn right. It is what it is. It's part of the game. Understand the game you're getting into. You're creating a lot of damage within your community. You're going to destroy your victims' families, your own family, your community, and your city. On top of all that, your own life that you obviously don't give a fuck about. It's important you start gathering where you're going, what path of life you're on, what are the consequences of your actions. Look down them paths. Look at the faces. I've just shown you 30, 40 faces there of people that ended up in a mess. Some were part of the life, some wasn't. That life doesn't care. It's important you change your ways. Don't ruin your family. Break that cycle. Don't be what your dad was. Don't be what your older brother was or what your uncle was. Change its ways for your siblings going forward. Choose a life, not a knife. Stay clear of gang violence. Stay clear of drug dealing. Understand the risks that you're entering when you start walking down that path of the knife. Rest in peace, everyone you've just seen who suffered in the city of Liverpool and around the country. Can't laugh UK, Darren Gee.